Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 13th to the 19th. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific with your reading, to get more detailed. Sagittarius, I do this because I love you, and I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it's been used for thousands of years, and it's had major influence on divination, including tarot. And tarot came out, in the 14th century. Every tarot card is assigned an astrological element, a ruling planet. I mean, we go really deep when the two are combined, and both astrology and tarot are aligned with the Tree of Life. So, Sagittarius, this is a big week. It's a big week. You know, there's some beautiful conjunctions and there are some squares. So we'll see what comes up in your reading. I'm very excited. It's the biggest thing this week that I want you to know is that Venus is going into Taurus. Now, the reason why this is major is because Venus, the planet of love, of beauty, of sex, of money, of passion, everything that you would think that Venus represents is moving into its home sign and its domicile. So it's just very, very powerful. All right. It feels at home. Okay. Now, the way that it affects you is that you're just going to feel more passionate. You're going to feel more loving. You're going to just, things are going to spice up for you, for everybody. Now it's going to be, and I really love the way that it's happened, because it's for a couple weeks, right? And it's overlapping with some major aspects happening next week, and so I really love that. Okay, it kind of like brings, it's like a little bit of like love and protection around that. It's in your sixth house, all right? So there could be a lot of just, if you find so much joy and passion in the things that you do on a daily basis. Health is also a big thing, okay? So you could find this newfound, love for Pilates, or becoming vegan or whatnot. But even just, there's a lot, the sixth house rules everyday activities. Some of y'all could be getting pets as well. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of focus at work. If things at work have been weird, it's going to be, this is going to be a week where you just feel what you need to do, if that makes sense. You should know what that means. You'll feel what you need to do, and some of y'all may just like find ways to really enjoy the things that you do. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and get started with your reading. As I said earlier, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. It does give the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we'll pull clarifiers. One last thing is that Jupiter is still in Aries, right? And this is, again, in your fifth house of pleasure, all right? Of the fifth house of love, of relationships, of, even procreation. So with Venus and Taurus there too, a lot of love energy, okay? A lot of love energy, especially with relationships, all right? So, Sagittarius. And then look at that. You got the lovers in the heart of your spread. Before we even get there, let's talk about this. You got the Two of Swords in your past, all right? So some of y'all could have had, two things are coming up. Some of y'all could have had a decision you had to make, and you were just not ready to face it. And it could have been something that was more like up here. I'm getting like crossroads energy, okay? So, do I do this? Do I do that? Is this the right time? And it's kind of like building up, right? It's like, when you shake a soda can, right? It's all that pressure building up. Now, the good news is that I'm getting it. It's more. It came up in your past, so it's something that you may have already made that decision. There's some truths that you could have faced that you were just like, and some of it actually wasn't even like within your hands, right? It's like something that was out of your control, but it could have been like where you were the ones that had to make that decision for everybody, or you're the one who had to, you were pivotal in terms of something progressing, all right? But listen, a lot of this is still just up here. It was the biggest message is there was like a decision or just something that you needed to really see and you weren't ready to see, you weren't ready to face. It was a little too emotional for you. Boom. And then here we go. The Lovers right in the heart of your spread, which is kind of like the headline news of the week. All right, so this is really great. One of the things is that it could have been a decision about relationship. All right, and the Lovers, sure, it is about relationships, but I want you to think about partnerships. Okay, I really want you to think about partnerships right now, because that is a big thing for you, especially with Jupiter and Aries in your 5th house. But then we can't forget Mars and Gemini in your 7th house of partnerships. Okay, and that's been in there since about August. It's been there for a while. All right, partnerships have been a thing for y'all. And when I say partnerships, that's both romance and career. Okay, now Mars was retrograde for like 3 months, and then it was like in shadow, and like I'm not even getting into it, but it's like full speed ahead now. So this week you may have to make a decision about partnerships, a relationship. It could be, do I stay with this relationship? Do I take it to the next level? Do I elevate? Do I ascend? It's still part of that decision. And so some of y'all still have to face some of that truth. Some of that, is this it's almost like I'm getting like delay energy. Some of y'all have been pushing it off, but this is a week where it's a good time, okay, to make that decision. All right, again, with Venus going into Taurus, and it's really like, when I say make that decision, if you've been at the same job for 2 years, maybe it's time to ask for a new job title, or maybe you want to work with a certain different colleague, or maybe there's this client you want to work with and you want to reach out to them. Now, in terms of home, with relationship in romance, right? Maybe you want to start talking about marriage. Maybe you want to start talking about having children. It's all about this decision, the choices, right? Another message coming through is that if you are single, please put yourself out there this week. Please put yourself out there this week with Venus moving into Taurus, with the Lovers card in the heart of your spread. This is a great week. And again, remember I said Mars in Gemini. This card is ruled by Gemini, okay? Gemini is the twin. Now, this is the card of choices. That, do the math. You could have 2 different suitors come through, right? I don't know if people still say the word suitors. You could, so put yourself out there, okay? And then for some of y'all, it will be 2 different the decision between, like, maybe you're dating 2 different people, and this is the week you decide that I'm gonna stick with this one, or maybe you got 2 job offers and this is the week you decide I'm gonna go with this company. Just think choices this week. Now, you did get the Page of Pentacles. You did get the Page of Pentacles in your challenge area, which is really the breakthrough area. And Page of Pentacles, very grounded, okay? Very grounded, and he wants to learn. So all you have to do is just be open, okay? Remember, we're coming from the 2 of Swords when she's blindfolded. I want you to take that blindfold off now, and I want you to be inspired, and I want you to be open to these options that you have, and really trust your instincts in making that right decision, okay? And if it's not this week, it's coming, okay? That is a big message. It's coming. You did get the 7 of Pentacles in your crown, all right? So this is really the story here is it can't be more apt. It's you look at it, he's looking back at everything that he's worked hard for, right? He's looking back at it, and he's seeing all this wealth that he's raked up, and all this work that he's put heart and soul into, blood, sweat, and tears. Now, think of this just as investments, right? Investments in a relationship, investments in your career. And it can even have to do with investments as in like stocks or whatnot, all right? Especially because it is, the Pentacles, money and wealth. But then Pentacles are earthbound. And so it is your physical reality, as in really, relationships and your tangible realities. And he's taking a break, he's taking this pause, and he's asking himself, okay, is it worth that I keep going on this? Do I try something new? Am I, exhausted from feeling like this is taking the reward that I deserve is taking longer? Do you know what I mean? Like this, your entire spread is all about choices this week. Hierophant. Not only choices, but love, all right? Love, and when I say love, like passion toward things too, okay? The Hierophant is ruled by Taurus, all right? Venus is moving into Taurus. Now, this is really interesting because the Hierophant came up in the root of your spread. Talk about being grounded, all right? Not only did you get the Page of Pentacles, which is a page is earthbound, and so is Pentacles, double earth, and he represents in Taurus, and then you got more Taurus here. Venus is moving into Taurus, all right? So this is really grounding. This is someone who has a lot of that deep sacred knowledge and wisdom, right? He's the male equivalent of the High Priestess. Think of just like Pope energy, very spiritual religious leader, all right? But he brings that stability and that structure in your life, okay? A lot of y'all are looking for that. A lot of y'all are feeling it too, okay? As we move forward, things are going to shift a little bit, and so I want you to be ready for that. You know, Saturn, like I said, Saturn is that happened last week. Saturn moved into Pisces in your 4th house, okay? Your domestic sector. So relationships is a big thing for you, especially, you know, romantically. It's a big thing for you now, all right? Do you want to, it's all about building that foundation, as the Hierophant does, okay? That stability, okay? The other thing is, it really is the choices. It's almost like some of y'all, when I say trust your intuition, I really want you to do that. But I also want you to just go within, do a little bit of soul searching. If you feel like you're not ready to make that decision, just, you know, spend that time really thinking about it, because you did get the Devil in your future, okay? Now, I wouldn't worry about this too much. The Devil, you know, the Devil represents everything that you think that the Devil would represent. And it is just, you know, vices and addictions. Like drugs and alcohol are obviously the most cliche, right? But addiction comes in a lot of forms, and it could be, you know, the way you think about something and just holding on to it, and it doesn't even serve you well. It could be, you know, even your thought process. And I'm sorry, I don't know why that keeps beeping. This should be off. I'm so sorry about that. So the Devil in your future. Sorry about that, Sagittarius. The Devil in your future. Speak of the Devil, he snuck into my computer. So this, I'm going to show you something here. You got the Hierophant and the Devil. You got the spiritual leader and you got the Devil. Now, you can see the Devil mocking the Hierophant here. All right. So, literally, I mean, like, come on. And then the two people here. And here's the other crazy thing. This is how significant your week is in terms of choices, okay? This is how, okay, so you got the Devil mocking the Hierophant, and now look at that, right? You got, let's call them Adam and Eve, all right? And both the Devil and the Lovers, okay? Also, he's mocking the Archangel here, all right? Now, which card do you prefer, right? Which card do you prefer? Now, so this is going to be a big, significant week. It really is, taking out that blindfold to make some sort of decision about moving forward with a relationship, a partnership, a goal, a passion, or even ascension, taking something to the next level, or maybe just not, you know, moving that direction if you feel like it's not the right direction, right? And it could also be two different choices that you have to choose between. Now, the Devil in your future is just saying that there may be something that tries to tempt you, okay? Something that tries to pull you back into old ways, old habits, all right? And so this is why it's important to trust your intuition and to do that soul searching, right? To go really deep. You got the Hierophant, to go really deep, to find that deep sacred knowledge and wisdom that you need to make that right decision and make the right choices and to move forward. Now, Sagittarius, let's get to your staff. Sagittarius, if you like this reading, oh my gosh, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love your comments. I love hearing from you. I know I'm teasing you right now, but gosh, I have to say my line first. And then yes, and if you're a subscriber, you know I love you so much. I would not even be here for, you know, if it wasn't for you. So I am very grateful. And the reason why I'm covering up this card is because I'll just show it to you. You got the Two of Cups in your final outcome. So the fact that this whole relationship thing and choices thing that I've been talking about this entire time, there's your affirmation. there's your affirmation, okay? Oh my gosh. And the Page of Cups and the Two of Wands and the Death card. So let's get started. You got Death. You're looking for this transformation. So take that blindfold off, okay? Death is a transformational process. It's not, this is actually one of the best cards in the deck. So I wouldn't, everyone look, it's the most misunderstood card, okay? Because you do see the sun coming out on the horizon. He's going toward the sun. You see the white rose, you see the white horse, both representing purity, armored, fully protected. Death is just a point in time, right? It's a transformational process, and it looks like that some of y'all are going through it right now, okay? In terms of your relationships, in terms of, home matters, in terms of, even your partnerships, but some of y'all are looking for that too. Now, you got the Two of Wands, all right? In your external factors area, it seems like there's going to be someone that comes through that actually does help you in this situation. So, don't be afraid to reach out to friends or mentors or whatnot. That this is someone who just is really good at like planning things, someone who has a really good vision, really good perspective, all right? And it is in your environment area, so it's also indicating that there is a choice, all right? There is a choice, and you're still standing on it, okay? Because here's the thing about the Two of Wands. You can see, hey, he has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, all right? He has one wand in, one wand out. Really hasn't gone that next step, but so it really is. Look at your reading. It's all about making a decision and choice this week. Page of Cups, all right? This is, someone who's really just following their bliss. The page is the newbie in the royal court. So he's very powerful, but he ushers in that, because he's in the royal court, but he ushers in new change and new possibilities and new opportunities. And it looks like that's what you want, okay? And you can see his sleeves are red, and there's a reason for that, because he's so, imaginative. He just wants his cup full, right? He really kind of just wears his heart on his sleeve. But I want you to do that this week, and I want you to just feel that love, and I want you to just really go within and just follow your bliss. But Two of Cups, this is the love card. This is the, in layman's terms, it's the soulmate card, the twin flame card. This is two becoming one. This is love transcending time and space itself. You can see the caduceus in the middle, right? It's it's one of the oldest alchemical symbols, right? And it really is, I don't know if you're into yoga, like the kundalini, just from your spine, that life force going up through all 7 chakras, all right, to divineness. And this is the 2 serpents around that rod. I mean, this is 2 becoming 1. This is your final outcome. This is love. This is love. Again, a partnership energy too. If you're not here for love, if you're all sad, if you're like, our love can't get any, like, we've already transcended like the 12th dimension in terms of our love, like, then sure, this is career for sure, partnerships. But you have a decision to make, and there's something stopping you from making that decision. But I want you to feel empowered this week, okay? Go within. You're gonna just have those moments. This is Sagittarius. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the wildest. I mean, this is just everything here. The messages is just so clear. You don't even need to pull clarifiers. And every card that came up is affirming the card before. It's like repeating the same message over and over this week. You will have to make some sort of decision. Don't, like, yeah. And it's something you want. And it has to do with partnerships, relationships, but even just things that you're passionate about, like there 2 different offers could be coming through this week. But at the end of the day, you got the 2 of Cups, all that love. Sagittarius, I honestly think this is your best reading. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think this is your best weekly reading. But remember that you will have to make some sort of decision. And again, if that does not happen this week, we're moving toward a bigger, big week next week, and that's where you could have that breakthrough moment. Or do you know what I mean? Like, but definitely spend time this week thinking about that. Anyway, Sagittarius, I love you so much. I'm sorry my email was going off. That wasn't supposed to be on. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this reading, be great if you'd like, subscribe, leave comments. I love your comments. I love hearing from you. And if you're not a commenter, I love emojis. And if you're a subscriber, thanks so much. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.